high school, obviously, I decided to join seminary, to give it a try, see what happened, and I enjoyed the 8 years that I was in seminary. I enjoyed the experience. It was at St. Javiani. It was a great experience of being there with the guys, of the fellowship that we had together, and of just being around a bunch of guys who were all wanting to grow in holiness. Many of whom, really most of whom, didn't continue on all the way to priesthood, but were better men for having been there. Which was something that I always look back on and say, this is a good thing that these men were here and that they left. Praise the Lord that God is working. Seminary worked. And throughout the time that I was at Mundelein over the past 4 years before I was ordained, was kind of the more sort of serious theological training, and partly the more sort of practical, immediate part of the preparation as well. I mean, that was where they taught us to celebrate Mass and sacraments and all that kind of thing, which is way different in real life than it is in seminary, it turns out. Who knew, I guess, but all the priests did. But that was, and while I was there, I should say as well, I'm the associate pastor at the Basilica St. Adalbert, St. James Church, and St. Mary's Parish. So, just a stone's throw from where we are now. And I'm also the chaplain at West Catholic High School. So I love the assignments that I have. Great communities, and being at West Catholic is a lot of fun. My identical twin brother also teaches there, which is both a lot of fun. We work well together, as you might expect. And we also have plenty of fun with the fact that there's two people who are frighteningly similar, both working in the building, by appearance. So I always figure that April Fool's Day is still coming up. But so throughout the time in seminary, seminary is a lot. It can be very intense at times, and part of it is that seminary is very much a time of discernment, of prayer, of is God calling me to be a priest? Do I want to be a priest? Does the church want me to be a priest? And really grappling with some of those questions in the midst of the studies, in the midst of, in a way, part of the busyness and the activity of seminary, of going to school, especially in Minnesota, going to school a little ways away from home, and so still trying to stay connected with family and friends, which can be hard sometimes. So it is really very important, and I know that I really received a lot from the people of God over the years, both in terms of support from the Knights of Columbus. They were, and it seems still are, fantastic as far as supporting seminarians, but also just from people, on the piece of paper on every table that has, Phil Wazinski, write it to him, care of. There were people who actually really did. They would write us and say, you don't know me, here's my name, and I just want you to know I'm praying for you. And that was beautiful. It was such a blessing to know that people were there and were praying for me, were praying for all of us while we were in seminary, who I had never met. Some of them I might never meet. There's some people whose names I know I had never met before, but who did, and I probably still do, continue to pray for me. So, I guess in a way, I encourage you, I invite you to do the same, to be someone who continues to pray for the men who are in seminary, to pray for more men to join seminary. That yes, we have a bunch of seminarians, and the poster is awesome. I tell people that this is my favorite poster of all the ones that I've seen over the last number of years. It's my favorite because I'm not on it. There are men on there. We need more men to continue to join seminary. So continue to pray. And and if you want to, if you feel like it, feel free to just write a letter to a guy and tell him, like, hey, we're praying for you. Wanted you to know you're in our prayers, that you can be the holy priest that God is calling you. So thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure to be here with you.